What happened to Bruce's show? Yesterday he started at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and today he's not even starting at 8:30. Is he taking it out on us? What's with this guy? Oh, I'm on. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the show. Hey, it's your buddy Uncle Bruce. I really am your friend. I might be the only friend you've got right now in the market. I can tell you the way this market is going and what's going to happen to this market, perhaps. I'm probably your best friend. And that's too bad because look at me. I'm not a lot to look at. I'll tell you that right here. I admit that. Kids, we're about to see a poop show, okay? It's already begun, and we're going to really see a poop show take off in Technicolor. We're going to be absolutely nuts. The markets here are all over the map. They are twitchy, as you can imagine. They are happy. They're sad. They're okay. They're upset. They're confused. They're wondering, and it's only going to get completely worse as we move into the end of this month. We have a clown show coming out of Washington that's going to affect the markets on a daily, hourly basis. And you kids out there, and most of you are younger than I am. I'm going to be 70 this year, and most of my viewers are a lot younger than me. You kids out there, many of you have never, ever been in a market of uncertainty that we're about to enter. You've never been in one of these before. I have. I've been through a few of them. Anyone my age, we are battle scarred, and we've been through it all before. And unfortunately for many of you out there, you don't believe us because we're old. You look at us and go, he's just an old fart. What the hell does he know? It's a new world, Bruce. It's different now. It's different now. History doesn't repeat itself like it used to because we have the internet. Yeah, okay. It's going to be one hell of a poop show coming up. Look, the good news, though, thank God, I really have potential good news for you. If you've already been following my begging and pleading since October and November now for like 3 months, if you followed me where I have begged you guys to get the hell out of the stock market and go into cash and write your options from a cash strong point, you've already done the hard part. You've done the hardest thing you've had to do, and that is to let go of your precious little shares of your precious little companies that you think are just going to go to moonscape values. If you've done that, that's the hardest decision you've already made. If you've turned around and started writing cash secured puts against these precious little stocks or other stocks that you've never done cash secured put writing on before, or you've gone from holding 10 different stocks at the same time to now writing cash secured puts on just 2 or 3 different stocks, that's the second hardest move you've made. But the good news is by having done those 2 steps, you are already at the safe zone for what's about to happen in this market. You have listened to the warnings, and you've stepped away from the campfire, and you are watching it, and you might have binoculars to keep a close watch on it, but you're watching it from a further distance because that campfire is about to turn into what's happening in Los Angeles right now, a full-blown wildfire of uncertainty. The winds are beginning to howl in the market. Nobody wants to tell you that in Wall Street. Nobody wants to say that to you on CNBC. Nobody wants to tell you that on Fox News. No one wants to tell you that on Bloomberg. They don't really want to tell you what's really happening from this windstorm that's about to take over the stock market. They don't want to tell you because if you listen to that, if you hear that kind of talk from the mainstream financial media, you're going to panic. You're going to want to get out of the market. And Wall Street can't have that. Wall Street must have your assets under their administration at all times, because that's how Wall Street survives and grows and thrives. If you've watched the movie Margin Call, you ever watch that movie Margin Call? with Kevin Spacey and the guy that played Spock in the Star Trek movie, the new movies. Great movie, really great. It's a behind-the-scenes story of a brokerage firm that realizes that they're way over-leveraged and they've got to get into cash, and they cannot get into anything else. They've got to get out of their portfolios and go cash. And those guys were in a position that you're not in. Those guys are in a position where they've got to raise cash to survive the firm's existence, and they'll sell at any price. And they were selling at massive discounts to get out of bond positions, massive bond position. You're not in that boat yet. If you've already sold your shares in your favorite stocks and you've turned around and written cash secured puts, you have ensured one thing for sure. If the market goes higher and it doesn't take a dump, the market does not take a dump, it just keeps rolling along and goes higher and higher and higher and higher, you win big time. You absolutely will win. But not only will you win from where you were holding your stock only, you're going to win from where you are. And where are you? If you sold your shares in GameStop, SoFi, AI, NVIDIA, IBM, whatever, and you turned around and wrote cash secured puts on your favorites, you're making money from a 100, perhaps as high as a 135 to a 150% cash position, as opposed to a 100% valuation right now with just stock and ETFs. You're going to make money from here up. And that is the ultimate screw you market. I don't need to hold stock to be rich in this world. You're never going to be Elon Musk, where you own hundreds of millions of shares of all kinds of companies and will never be poor ever again for the rest of your life. You're never going to be that guy. You're never going to be a board of director of Apple or of Microsoft or of any of the Magnificent Seven companies. You're never going to be that person. You're never going to be a CEO or a CFO of a publicly traded monster company. It's not happening for you guys. You guys are investors, and you guys are the middle class, upper middle class grouping of people who are trying to survive in your world. And I am trying to tell you, desperately trying to tell you, day in and day out, right now, there are signals all over the damn place with red lights flashing, blue lights flashing, white lights flashing. Get the hell out. Get the hell out. Get the hell out. And if you're ignoring it, it's at your peril, because the reality is that if the market wants to take a 10 to 15% correction in this new year, not a bear market, not a sell-off, not a crash, just a profit correction, most of your accounts and most of your friends' accounts and associates and the people you don't know, the millions, the hundreds of millions of investors out there who have been sucked in to the stock market by these apps, they're all sitting on margin accounts. They're all sitting on accounts that they have leveraged to the max because they've been encouraged to do so by their online brokerage pals. The online brokers of the world are making money in one simple way: turnover, getting you to be more active, and number two, charging you daily interest on cash balances, margin balances. If you owe a broker money, you've probably noticed that if you do the math or if you read the fine print, you'll notice that these guys are charging you anywhere from 7 to 10% interest on any cash balance that you owe them. They are not paying anyone 10% to lend you the money. The money they're lending you is either coming from their own existing in-house capital or capital that they are acquiring by borrowing money. And these guys get to borrow money at 2 and 3 and 4 and 5%, charge you 8 to 10 or more percent. That's the name of the game. Remember, corporate America does extremely well if it can borrow money at 4% and lend it at 10. There's a 6% spread there, all right? So many millions of dollars have to be generated in interest income to cover the overheads of the operation. Anything over above that, the other hundreds of millions of dollars generated in interest fees and charges, is pure profit. It doesn't require hiring anybody else to manage it because it's all done by software. And so the brokerage firms out there are encouraging you and offering you all kinds of ways to borrow money against your account and just trade. And they're throwing you all kinds of trade possibilities and all kinds of trade options, all kinds of trade scenarios, and away you go. And all they want is you to be an active trader. The more active, the better. All right? What I'm trying to get you to do is to be an option writer. I've always been trying to do that since 2021, to have you become an option writer and write options that are completely worthless, that will die for virtually nothing, no value, because they're out of the money. They have no hope of having value. You're selling those to either let them expire worthless, or you're buying them back at 10 or 20 or 30 cents on the dollar to write another batch of contracts and keep this game going. Keep feeding the option gamblers market with options that they can play with, because you're a casino. I've turned you into a casino. And if you are truly a casino, you don't own stock. You own cash. That's what casinos do. Casinos have a property. They have to have a building, and they have a bunch of slot machines in there. But do you think they actually own the slot machines that you go into? If you go to Las Vegas and you walk into Caesar's Palace, do you think Caesar's owns the slot machines? There was a time that they did in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. That they owned their slot machines. Today, they don't own their slot machines. They rent their slot machines. They lease their slot machines. They take a deal with the makers of these slot machines, and they sign a 5-year contract for the entire floor of 2,500 slot machines to be funded by the builders of the machines and set the odds for the casino. And the employees that run the slot machines and keep them running or replace broken machines are not Caesar's employees. They're the employees of the slot machine companies. This is the new wave. The property that these casinos are sitting on, the Bellagio property, the Caesars, the Flamingo, the MGM Grand, any of these massive, gigantic casino properties just in Vegas, most of those properties are now leased out. They've sold the properties off. The original casino companies sold the properties off years ago for a whack of capital to grow and expand their businesses. And they're now leasing their businesses. They're leasing the land. That's why they're public companies. They're publicly companies leveraged to the max. And stocks of casinos go up and down in value based on interest rates because they're heavily leveraged businesses. It's just a business, nothing personal. The mob is long gone. Okay, the mob used to own the land, and they used to own the buildings. Steve Wynn created Bellagio and created Wynn's Casino because he owned the land. He had the land. He bought it from Howard Hughes, who owned the land at one time. These guys are gone. They're now all been taken over by publicly traded corporations. It's a different world out there. In this world that you're in with us here, this world we're in right now, you can choose to hold stock and write options on stock as a covered call strategy. And it's a great strategy, and it's been around for decades. And it kind of works fairly well, except when markets go into a tailspin. Because sometimes what happens is you are long a stock and you've written a call option, an out-of-the-money call option on the stock, and the stock begins to back off because the market is backing off. It's nothing personal. It's just the markets in general. The world around us is getting clown show-like, and people are getting, I'm going to get out. I'm going to take my money out. 1% of the market starts to sell. The other 99% will get hurt because with a leveraged stock market through margin accounts, you have a 4 or 5% drop in the markets in a hurry in like a week or two, or 8 or 10% drop in a week or two. You create selling, a secondary tsunami wave of selling, forced selling. And the problem with being just an option writer is that you're holding a stock that you love, a company you've had for years, trading near its all-time highs or done really well in the last year, and you've written calls on that security. Great strategy. Yeah, sure. Problem is that when the stock begins to fall with the market, the calls that you've written will fall as well. Not dollar for dollar, but they will shrink out. And you now have to decide when to buy back those calls and write another set of calls. And the trick is, there's always a trick, because the world is full of tricks. Tricks used to be for kids, but not anymore. The trick is, you've got to be able to buy back a call that you wrote at a set price and commit to yourself to buy it back, and then immediately write another new call against the position that is a falling position. The problem for most people in the option business who are writers is, this is the problem of writers. Option writers get so married to their stocks, they think the stock will bounce back a little bit because it backed off. And when it bounces back a bit, then I'll write new calls. And it does not happen. The stock continues to fall with the market as it continues to fall. And now you have to accept a lower strike price, perhaps at a longer time frame or not, with a lower expectation of return. And that is where decisions get harder and harder to make. This is life. This is nothing personal. It's only business. And option writers, not all option writers are as disciplined like that to just grit your teeth and write those damn contracts and let them depreciate as well. Because you are making a guess, a calculated guess, that if I write this call out of the money at a lower strike than I just bought back my other calls for, I'll make money on these as well. Because it looks like my stock is falling in value and these calls will drop as well. This is the hardest part of being an option writer, is to consistently be a constant writer. And when your base investment, stocks, ETFs, whatever you're writing against, begins to fall in value, you see the overall value of your account drop. The actual capitalized value of your account drops. The amount of margin available to you is slimming out because you can't borrow as much money against a lower price stock as before. It's nothing personal. It's just mathematics. And if a market does go down 10 or 15% and then enters bear market territory, that could be another 15, 20%. In a 3-4 month window, a market can be down 40% overall. The entire Dow, S&P, NASDAQ could do that, depending how leveraged it is. And the question here is, how leveraged is this market really? Is it really that bad, Bruce? Are we really that leveraged right now? Well, if you look at the price earnings multiple of some of your favorites, companies that actually make money, I'm not talking about companies that don't really make money yet. I'm talking about companies that do make money, like NVIDIA is a 55 times earnings stock right now. Apple is 40 times earnings. A senior analyst yesterday, very respected firm, put a sell rating on Apple yesterday, calling for a 20% reduction in the value of the stock, not because they can't sell phones, not because they can't convince you to get your iPhone 16. No, that's not the issue. The issue is that the stock is trading at 40 times earnings, and a 20% reduction would bring the earnings to 32, which is still double normal. 16 is normal for Apple. 40 times earnings. And Microsoft, 35 times earnings. Tesla, 107 times earnings. These are as of last night. IBM is at 33 times earnings. Google is 26. That sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Amazon, 47 times earnings. Meta, Facebook is 29 times earnings. Palantir, the hot stock of the year, 350 times earnings. Palantir. Is there any reason why this stock has backed off from the 80s now? Yeah. HPQ, 12 times earnings. Wow, there's a bargain, isn't it? Broadcom, 179 times earnings. Netflix, 50 times earnings, and they're doing great. They're apparently doing really well. Uber, 33 times earnings. Cisco, 25 times earnings. Goldman Sachs used to be 10 times earnings. It's now 17 times earnings. And the question is, can these frothy levels be maintained? If the clown show starts in 3 weeks in Washington, and it will, because it's already happening, every hour of every day, 7 days a week, the stock market pundits, experts, followers, analysts, and everyone else in the treasury business, the bond business, the currency business, the equity business, that's stocks. The option business are going to be on pins and needles every hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the next 4 years. Because one comment, one flippant little response, one little quote associated with anyone close to the top of the pyramid there could affect the markets dramatically. This is why I'm saying, why would you be in stocks then? What's the point of being in stocks if you're that vulnerable to a shock announcement, a shock event that could scare the market 500 points in 1 hour? Why would you want to be in that? You want to be cash. You might as well be in cash and write options from cash. And that brings us back to what I've been begging you to consider since October, November. It's now January 25. I know a bunch of you are tired of me saying this because you've already done it. You've already gone cash. And you've said to me, you know what, Bruce, I heard you for like a month and I finally went, okay. I knew you've been saying this for 3 months. I've been ignoring it, but in the last month, I've really been paying attention to it, and I've started to liquidate my stock. I'm getting off my duff, and I'm doing it. And I'm going to write cash secured puts to bring in this 35% add-on of cash, or I'm going to do that and credit spreads way the hell out of the money, and I'm going to do call credit spreads on these magnificent sevens because these stocks cannot possibly hit 20% run-ups in a week. We're not gonna, that's not at all likely. It's more likely that stocks will hold their own or drop 20% in a week, not go up 20%. But even so, I'm even 25% out of the money. And I got a hair trigger here. If these markets go up and up and up, I will roll my cash secured puts, my credit spreads, put credit spreads. I'll roll them higher. Fair enough. Cash secured puts, I'm sitting with my arms folded, Bruce. I got all the money. I'm hauling in all this interest on other people's money and my money, and I like the returns I can get from my broker or through my brokerage firm or through ETFs, anywhere from 4.5% to 8%. I'm a happy camper pulling in money on money that I don't even own. This is a hell of a game you've introduced me to. I understand now why institutional traders consistently win when they use this kind of a strategy. And I understand now why so many institutional traders are cash traders. They're just cash all the time. They actually don't want to hold stock. Pension funds are a different animal. Pension funds, whether they're corporate pension funds, whether they're privately run pension funds, or whether they're government run pension funds, like the Government of Canada pension plan, these entities are 20-year investors, 30-year investors. They're here for generations of politicians to come and go and come and go and come and go. And they invest in core companies that are core to the economy, and they weather good and bad markets. But they also write options. They also do a lot of that. They hedge through option writing as well. But they'll hold their stock. But we're talking about outfits that are billions of dollars in size, tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars in size. This is a different animal. You guys are speedboats, sea-doos, sailboats. You're not ocean liners, okay? The ocean liners can weather storms. You guys have to find a safe harbor, and you have to play it nimbly. And if you're holding less than $10 million, you're a small investor. And so you better be, in my opinion, you had better be in cash right now and writing from a strength of capital so that you limit your exposure to this market. You don't want to be in any one issue for more than 25, 30% of your market, your capital. So if you've got $400,000, the most you have in any one issue is $100,000. Theoretically, I know some of you are all in on this or all in on that. You're all different. I get it. But ideally, the more diversification you have in your cash secured put portfolio, your credit spread portfolio, the more protected you are and the smarter you're playing it and the easier it is to manage it. Welcome to the party, pal, where this guy keeps begging you to go into cash and don't get caught holding stock. Because when this market, if this market has any kind of just a correction, a 15% correction means that the 100% value of all accounts are now at 85% value because of the nature of their holdings, all stocks. They're now at 85%. And you were here at 100. You sold out and you wrote options, cash secured puts to bring in as much as 35% more capital to your account value. And the market dropped 15%. That is a 50% gap between where you are going to be and where the market is going to be. And that could happen in the next 90 days. Forever, that is the rule. It can always happen in the next 90 days. It can happen in a week. A 15% drop in the market is not a bear market and is not a crash. It is just a correction. The guys in Wall Street will try to calm you down. They'll talk about dip opportunities. They'll try to entice you to buy dips. If you're sitting long in capital and you're writing cash secured puts and you're now looking at doing credit spreads way out of the market, you are adding to your 135%. You grow that to 150 and the market drops another 15% and enters a bear market, it's now down to 70 where it used to be at 100. It's now at 70 and you're at 150. That's an 80% differential. Now look, if you've got $5,000 and I tell you that the market could take a crap and you could be worth $3,500, you'll say to me, oh, Bruce, I can put $500 a month into my account from my paycheck. And a couple of months from now, I'm back to $5,000. I'm fine. You're not an investor. You're a gambler. You're playing with chump change. If you're sitting with $100,000 and you make the move into cash and you turn that into 150% value, you're at $150,000 and the rest of the market is down to $70,000 from 100 down to 70 and you went from 100 to 150. You're going to be sitting there going, oh man, am I glad I made this move? Holy crap, this is massive. Yeah, it is. And it could be a 5-year window to get it back. For those at the 70-cent level now, to get back to just flat, to catch you is not going to happen because in 5 years, you're taking your 150% account to 200 to 250% and beyond. These guys are going to be struggling to get back to 100%. What do you think happened to most Americans, Canadians, and Europeans and others during the financial crisis back in 08, 07, 08? It took years for people to get back to where they were in 05, 06. Years. It took 4, 5, 6 years for people. Some have not recovered yet. They have still not recovered the money they lost in 07 and 08 and 09. And inflation since 07, 08, and 09, 15 years of inflation, even if they get even to what they once had, they're still down 30, 40, 50% on inflation. Remember, if the market drops to 85 cents on the dollar and you're at 135 on the dollar, you have a 50% head start on everybody else, called preservation of capital and the growth of your capital. The key here is to grow your capital more than 5% a year to stay ahead of inflation. The folks down here at 85%, they got a problem. They're down 15% now. And if the market doesn't improve over the next year, they're down to 80% next year because inflation will have added 5% to their existence. They now have to get to 105% to break even. The year after that, they've got to get to 110, 112 to break even. If they only get back to 90%, they think they're only 10% away from breaking even, but they're actually 22% behind the market because inflation has gone up 12% over 2 years or so. Higher inflation is a killer to all holders of assets other than cash. If you put your cash to work, you can negate it. Just putting your cash into bond funds and corporate bond funds will more than negate the inflation problem at this point in time. Higher interest rates are good for you. The rest of the world, higher inflation is bad for them. Go 5 years out. You've gone from 150% to 250% on conservative option writing strategies, and you're rolling over your cash secured puts. Maybe you get exercised once in a while, and you buy the stock at a discount, turn around, sell it, write new cash secured puts, get right back up there with that cash balance, and keep on working options from a cash point of view only. You're going to be at 250%. They're going to be at 100 to 110%, and they're going to consider themselves winners because their advisors are going to say, well, you know, your account was down to 80% on the dollar, and now you're back to 110. You made 30% on your money from 80 to 110. You're a winner. Well, no, you're not. You're still behind the inflation curve from where you were in 2025. So in 2028, no, not good. If you're a 48-year-old person now, 50-year-old person now, and you don't make the move I'm telling you that you should be making, you might be caught in a scenario where the next 5 to 8 years until you turn 55 to 58, you're just trying to get back to where you were in 2025. Whereas if you're making the option writing move that you do here, and you go cash and write from a cash perspective, you may well have a retirement account and assets under admin that are way ahead of inflation, way ahead of the market, and you're still in a cash position. In effect, you are looking to retire at age 55, not 65. If you're 48 to 50 now and you lose 20% of your value due to a market correction and you can't get that back for 6-7 years, you have just delayed your retirement until guaranteed you're 65, maybe longer. Whereas if you're 48, 50, 52, and you've moved into this 135 level and you're now moving into a 150% overall level versus today's market values, you have accelerated your retirement sooner because you've got the cash to do so. Cash is king. It's nothing personal. I'm not trying to downplay a stock. I'm not trying to tell you that shares you have are no good. I love SoFi. I love these other stocks. They're leaders and they could do well and they're growing and they're coming along and all this stuff. But cash is king. I'm sorry. Cash is king of the hill. And that's the bottom line. Many of you, as I've said before, have not been adults during a real market meltdown. You were children the last time this happened and you didn't quite get it. You didn't understand why you weren't going to Disneyland. You maybe didn't understand that mom and dad can't afford to go to Orlando this year, or you found out later as you grew up, you realized, when we were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we were going to Europe every year. We were going to Paris. We did this, we did that. But then for like 4 or 5 years, we just kind of went to grandma's house and we drove to Death Valley, and we didn't do these exotic vacations. We found out later that when mom and dad got the crap kicked out of them in the meltdown of 2001, the attack, 2007-8 financial meltdown, the coronavirus meltdown, whatever it was, there was something that affected mom and dad's psyche, cash flow, and the world changed around the house. But as a child, you didn't quite notice it because they were great parents and they shielded you from this stuff. Others, you saw it straight out. You absolutely saw it as children. Your parents got divorced. There were breakups within the family. You found there were huge arguments between uncles and aunts and cousins because grandma and grandpa's estate was now coming up, and there was a fight for this and that because everyone had been wiped out, had been badly hurt, and now they were fighting amongst each other to survive. Maybe you witnessed that as a teenager, as a child. I don't know. I don't wish it on anybody, but it is what it is. So if you're 35, 40 years old, you may not ever have witnessed a real sustained meltdown of a market that is just frothy as hell, way overconfident, way above perfection priced, and nothing that Apple, Microsoft, Google, Nvidia, Tesla, anything these guys can do, nothing that they can deliver to the market, any profit, any return on capital, any announcement they make about an increase in a dividend or an increase in their stock buyback, when nothing works to get the stock up, then you've entered a world that you've never been in before as an adult. And many of you here have never experienced where no matter what a company says, the stock will go down anyways. And markets will become very skeptical and very unbelieving and will turn on itself. And people will realize, you know what, cash is king. The problem is that my stocks are only at 60% of what I paid for them. And I don't want to sell them because I have to then, I've officially lost money. I'm just going to wait for my stocks to come back. That's what I'll do. I'll just wait for my stocks to come back because they always come back. And they do come back, maybe to 100% of what you paid for. But by the time they get back to that level, it's been 5 years of inflation. 5% a year, 4% a year, you're still off 25%. You're not back. And that is where generations of workers and people lose out on a comfortable retirement. And this has happened through the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, 2010, 2020s, and will happen again. Because history will repeat itself, because people consider themselves immune from history. This time is different. Oh, this time is different. We have the internet now. I have my account here. My dad was a sap because he listened to a stockbroker who was a moron. I don't have a stockbroker. I know what I'm doing. Well, God bless you, and good luck to you guys. I'm just a guy in front of a computer in Rancho Mirage, California, because you guys make money. That's why I'm here. If you guys weren't making money, I wouldn't even be on the air. If you guys were barely getting by, I might be on the air from Calgary in the middle of winter, maybe. I might have a day job. I might have a part-time job and be here on the side because this channel doesn't cover what I need to live on. I don't know. You guys are making money, and that is undisputable, and it's been a fact since 2021. Somehow, some way, I've been able to guide enough of you to the promised land where you actually are making money in this insane world and this insanely rigged stock market. It's incredible. And I've been able to strong arm you and cajole you and beg you and encourage you and build your confidence up to take a chance and invest and take a strong, hard look at writing options to make money from this stock market. Something that you've never knew existed, or you only heard crazy, scary stories about stock market investors getting wiped out, and you decided to listen to this guy anyway. And here we are, in some cases now, since 2021, 4 years in 11 days from now, well, actually 17 days from now will be January the 25th, and that is when this channel took off. This channel exploded on January the 25th, 2021. It was coming on pretty good in December and early January. Every day I was growing my subscriber base, and every day my viewers were coming in. I wasn't yet live every day, but every time I went on the air and every time I talked, more people were interested in what I had to say. Plain English with Uncle Bruce on what's going on in the stock market. But on the 25th of January, all hell broke loose. And it happened with GameStop, the stock market, this channel, people stuck at home because of COVID. Every conceivable thing fell into place. And this particular channel exploded. Other channels exploded as well on YouTube. And at one time, there were dozens of people like me on the air talking about whatever we were talking about. And over time, some of those evolved. Our channel evolved into an option writing channel, and other channels just disappeared from existence. And a number of channels were taken off the air by external forces that were really coming down on these guys because they were running scary pump and dump scenarios. Hey, we saw it all. It was the Wild West back in 2021. I'm still here, and I'm giving you my opinion, and you all know that, and you have to decide whether to listen to this opinion or ignore it. It's totally up to you. And there's a following here. It's a small following, not like the following in January 21, but then again, in Jan 21, everybody was home, and everyone was locked up, and there was nothing much more you could do other than watch soap operas or reruns of Super Bowls from years past, or go to YouTube and watch what was going on with whatever interested you at that time. And a number of folks out there thought, well, I'm going to learn all about the stock market because I can now trade it on my phone. This is really cool. I can buy a half a share of Apple anytime I want. I can buy a tenth of a share of Apple or Amazon or Google or whatever. This is great. And that's how you found me. And here we are down the road 4 years later. Thank you all for being followers of this channel. If you're a Gold Bagel member, guys, I appreciate it. We're on tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern, primetime live, Gold Bagel members only, right here. So if you're joining this channel as a Gold Bagel member, join us tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern. We'll be talking about the day today and the fact that tomorrow we're closed. If you're writing options today for next week, Friday, There aren't 8 trading days until next week, Friday. There's only 7. If you're running options that die this Friday, you're down to 1 day only after today. There you go. Thank you all for popping through here. Very much appreciate you all being part of the channel today and joining me. Thank you. Thank you all for being with me today. We have 197 of you have now responded to my question of the day today, which I appreciate. The question of the day is simply, when I write stock options, I let them expire rather than buy them back early. 78% of you saying, no, I don't do that, Bruce. 22% of you say, yep, I let them die. I let them die. But 78% of you say, no, you know what I do, Bruce, is I actually, I set a profit margin on my option writing. I like to close my options out when they depreciate to a certain level. And I look to do rollovers of my option writing, like my call credit spreads, my put credit spreads, or my option writing in general. If an option shrinks out and hits a certain level of shrinkage, I then roll and close out early. I don't wait till the end. Of course, sometimes the market makes me do that, but other times shrinkage is great, but when my contracts reach a certain level, there's so little left to get for the last week or 2 or 3, I just close them out and move on to other juicier contracts. Out of the money with way more capital coming into my account. I consider that prudent, smart move. 99 of you who are watching me right now, out of 231 people watching, 99 of you have already given me a thumbs up. And I thank you for that very much. It's now 105 on the thumbs up meter. We hit way over 200 yesterday. Thank you, everyone who hits the thumbs up button every single day, whether I beg you or not. I appreciate it very, very much. Welcome to the program, pals. Nice to have you here. It's a whole new world, and I cannot emphasize enough how important it is not to be caught in a down market. And the problem with markets is when they go down a lot faster and more violently than when they go up. And there's the problem. It's like a wildfire in the Palisades. Houses get engulfed in minutes. It's bad. Richard Carlin in the house as the #1 thumbs upper today. The Big E is here, #9. Danny, this is a good poll question. I'm very early in my learning, and this is something I struggle with, determining the benefit, cost, reward. Very interesting question there, Bruce. Eddie Martin is #12. He's here. Deep Value is #20. I like to buy back early. Andre Delatorre, I am the 21st thumbs up of this man's channel today. Thank you, Andre. Bobby, for the poll question, I'm liking the buyback at 50% for spreads and 80% on puts and calls. That's how I play this game. Corinne, I'm the 25th thumbs upper. Chase, Rosita Parker in the house. #20, thank you. Andre Delatorre, next poll should ask, what percentage do you like to buy back? 40, 50, 60, 70? What's your deal? Mark C, #32. Good morning, everybody. ALA is here, #37. Hector, #39, thumbs up. Market Maker, Juan. Yep, because if I hit 30 to 40% in a few days, I close and I move on to the next trade, baby. I love this game. Bobby Atkinson, Andre, that was a poll question from a week or 2 ago, by the way. Christina, #41 today. Bobby Atkinson, me too. I'm #41. Mark Downs, 46. Please, no politics. Let's just talk about making money. Keith, Just Truth. Good morning, #48. Touchgrass. Politics drives policy. Falcon, politics affects the markets. It's true. Frank Villa, what about paying all the taxes on these precious little stocks? If you're worried about having tax problems rather than making profits, you've got a problem. You've got to get over this. You need tax problems to be ultimately successful. I want to hear from you guys who just cry to me. You cry to me. Oh, I got to pay $1 million in taxes because I made $10 million this year. Oh, boo-hoo. Sky high kite. Why not just cash out and wait instead of exposing oneself to a cash secured put? Why not do nothing? Hey, knock yourself out. But if you want to make money with your money. Why not? ALA, oh no's, Texas, it cannot have to wait 5-figure tax bills due. Touch grass, cost of doing business, baby. Stephen, Canada, 51, Greenland, 52. Welcome to the party, pals. Stephen Jackson, AV, Cash is not king. Most of the world moves on digital currency and digital certification of funds. Laugh out loud. No bank is calling another bank saying, hey, buddy, you got 130 million lying around. Stephen Butler, I'm number 47. Rock and roll. Andre, Bobby, thank you. I missed it. Deep value. So why is Warren Buffett sitting on a mountain of cash if the cash isn't king? Yes, he is sitting on a mountain of cash. MG, what's the recommended put strike to write SoFi and how far out? MG, if you're new, you're forgiven. If you're not new, you have not been paying attention to this channel. We have been talking a lot about January 26 puts, $20 strike as the put to write. But welcome to the show. I hope you're new and enjoying it and you're learning. Welcome to the party, pal. Sky high kite question. If we think the market's going to drop, why not write a good old-fashioned covered call? Answer, stock manager versus cash manager. There you go. Deep value, Jan 26 SoFi cash ticket puts 2025 strike says deep value to MG. Hector, sky high kite. I like covered calls. John Biscuit, my girlfriend has a slot machine for sale. She keeps saying every night she wants me to own her slot machine, but I'm not interested. She goes away very huffy for some reason. There you go. Thanks, DVO, says MG. Deep value, happy to help. Andre Pelosi is starting her show to compete with Uncle Bruce. She's up 54%. What a magician. Sky high, always be writing. GameStop, 108 times earnings. Touch grass, laughing out loud. Franca Villa, clown show, true. And pure chaos. And we know how much the market's like that. Let's start with military attempting to take Panama Canal and the new and improved Gulf of America. Amy J, 78 thumbs up. Good morning. Tyler, what do you think about GameStop? I like GameStop. 4.6 billion in cash. I like that. Splair, good morning, y'all. Sky high. I get the cash out thing. I get that. But I'm worried about selling cash secured puts. And if the market tanks, I'll be underwater with the premiums. If you're going to be exercised on a cash secured put and you're buying a stock that is presently trading at a level where your buyback price is 25% below where the stock trading at, I'm not afraid of that scenario whatsoever. Instead of waiting 2 to 3 weeks for just a few bucks, I instead go for the next 2-month call. So my answer is no. Juan, he's throwing wisdom and experience at us, Splair. Honestly, no one in my family here in Germany can tell me anything about the Wall Street cash round about 15 years ago. They don't know anything about it. James of the Misty Tree, good morning, Lucky 91. Thank you for 91 thumbs ups. Snowboarder for life. Uncle Bruce, is the plan that if we're in with cash secured puts and market starts dropping, we'll likely get caught with those cash secured puts to be in the money, and we'll have to roll away out or get assigned and hold stock that will be losing value and only could hope to sell cover calls to make up the losses? Agree that spreads will be best options and drop it hard to get that timing right. If you've been listening to what I've been saying, you know the answer to this question, actually. And if you've taken my classes, you know the answer to this question. So Snowboarder for life, number 1, become a member of this channel. Number 2, start taking the classes. And number 3, you won't have to ask these questions. You'll be well ahead of the curve, which is what many of these viewers are. So there you go. Morning, free. Thanks, Uncle Bruce, for the nuggets of wisdom. Says free range. Hector, Uncle Bruce, I understand your points of view. Thanks for sharing. There you go. Sky high kite. I'm here for the Uncle Bruce rants. That's what I'm here for. There you go. Thank you, Sky high kite, for being here. Become a member. The man, that's why you roll the cash secured puts until the market recovers. Always recover. And if they don't, the world has bigger problems. The sky high, the man just keeps kicking the can down the road like the shorters. The man, sky high. Yes, because you make money with each kick, or you take assignment and write cover calls on them on the way back up. Cuff them. Uncle Bruce, I'm listening. I hear you. I'm paying attention. And yet you're not a member of this channel. Not even a chilling member. That's just unacceptable. I find that very disappointing. Stephen Butler, NAT is selling at about 9 times earnings, well below the market average. Hanson's added to their position. Insiders are buying. Yesterday's bump was a coincidence. All small investors are speculators. I agree. Larry Titus, good morning all. I'm number 101 on Bruce's thumbs up meter. CKT, who is not a member of this channel, is 104 today. A Splair. 3 hours and a good amount of blood have been deposited today by myself at the hospital. Do a little surgery on Monday, so I hope I can manage it with prime time somehow. Splair, hang in there, buddy. Lisa, Monday, 20th of January, Martin Luther King Day, stock market closed. Bagel Babe, number 117, Bruce, you're up. You're at 117 on the thumbs up meter already. Richard Carlin, neat, 6 minutes from opening. Don't forget the Knights of Knee. Thank you, everybody. Mandu, number 5, 124 thumbs ups. John Biscuit, how to murder a joke. Bagel Babe, what is happening in here today? Brian, 126, good morning on the thumbs up meter. Perhaps a day of discounts. Bagel Babe, hi everybody. If you're not a Gold Bagel member, you smell bad. It's just a fact. I don't make the rules. You just smell bad if you're not a Gold Bagel member. Tom Kaufman, my wife just got her old 401k account settlement for 2024. Here, her account earned a whopping 11.4% for the year, going to roll into a Fidelity IRA rollover and earn 4+% interest and write cash secured puts. Now we're talking. Kent, good morning. How are you? Welcome. Windy out here, isn't it, Kent? Kind of crazy. Charlie, 130. Good morning, everybody. The thumbs up meter is coming. Kuftam, fair comment, but I have bought 8 courses so far. It's something. It's something. No question about it, my friend. You're coming along. I can't wait for you to become a Gold Bagel member, too. Mr. Premium with the option. Happy Wednesday. Time to fill our pockets. Zeta State, GameStop, cash secured puts 30 strike expires Jan 27th for a $10 premium. Would you do this? Would you do this? Are these 25s or 26s? Brian, and good job, Cuff them. 8 classes and counting. You're working it. You're working it. You're working it. GameStop is $32.95 this morning. There it is. Is this a $10 cash secured put? Is it January 2027? Is that what you're trying to tell me instead of the 27th? Perhaps that's what it is. That's a big one. That's a lot of money. Uncle Brewski, good morning from Stockman Mark. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you all for joining us today from wherever you are. We love having you. And we're just trying to hope that we can help you make money in this market. Cash is king, kids. Apple got a downgrade yesterday, a sell rating from a senior analyst out there that Wall Street seems to follow very closely. You can look that up on Google if you want. The reality from this analyst is, look, I don't hate the company. It's not like Apple has a product problem or anything like that. The problem that this analyst has with Apple is the fact that it's trading at 40 times earnings. That's the problem. It's just too rich in the open marketplace. People have put too high a price on the stock. In other words, it's a stock price problem, not an Apple corporate problem. And the question, of course, on everyone's mind is that with Trump coming up with all kinds of potential tariff issues, with us, having perhaps retaliatory tariff wars coming up in the not too distant future, that could be a problem for Apple because Apple's products are made in China, predominantly made in China. We're using made in China stuff to do most of our work. That's a problem. And is it a 20% correction for Apple? Is that reasonable? That would put the stock at 32 times earnings if their earnings are equal to last year's earnings. What if they slip by 3%? They come in at 97%, but they slip by 3% in earnings. Is that truly going to mean a 35% correction in the stock and it'll still be at 32 times earnings? Or is it at 35 times earnings? This is not good. This is not what these analysts want to see here or notice. By the way, 218 of you have answered my question today. When I write stock options, I let them expire rather than buy them back early. Only 22% of you say you do that. 78% of you, no, Bruce, when I'm offered a massive profit, I get 40, 50, 60, 70% profit on my trade, on my option right, I take the money and run. I close it out and I write a new contract because my attitude is always be writing out of the money contracts for as high a premium as I can get my hands on because I'm here to make money. I'm not here to be loyal to a stock. I'm here to make money. That's how I pay bills. When I pay my bills with my electric company or my mortgage company, I can't walk into that office and say, here's a stock certificate that I have of a share I bought 5 years ago to pay my mortgage payment this month. No, they want cash. These folks are funny that way. All your In-N-Out burgers, your Carl's Jr., your McDonald's, Wendy's, Outback Steakhouse, Morton Steakhouse, Chipotle's, Subway restaurants, they want cash. Costco doesn't want a stock certificate in Costco to pay your Costco bill. They want cash. That's why I mentioned it might be a good idea to be in cash and to use your cash to make cash and earn interest, which is cash. It's kind of handy. I know it's digital, okay? I'm not an idiot. I know it's digital, okay? Don't give me a hard time about cash being cash and digital being digital. I mean, wake up. Of course. It's all right. I'm not angry. Just saying, this is the fact. This is what we got going on here. Fun times. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate you all coming through here. Splair says, I love that sentence. If you're not part of the Gold Bagel gang, you smell bad. I like that. Lisa Zed, you want to tie up $2,000 for 2 years with that GameStop cash secured put? You don't have to do that. You can certainly look at cash secured puts on GameStop, maybe up to Jan 26, but you decide. Brian Zed, check out the February, March 33 to 35 cash secured puts on GameStop. Check those out. Brian, only go out to 2027 if you are buying leaps. Larry Titus, Bruce, the market is open. We're trading now, and that is why the knee emojis are coming in from ALA. We have opened the market here, kids. We're trading now, and let's see how much money you're going to make today on this market. What is this market going to do today? Welcome to the party, pal. Oh, yeah. Do not forget to put up the knee emojis to show the Knights of Knee that you are aware of their mysterious powers over this market. 270 people are watching me here. I bet you 150 of them don't know what we're talking about. They think it's silly, this knee emoji thing. They think it's kind of stupid. You're taking your life in your hands, man. You're really risking a bad result. Anyway, there it is. Brian said, are you not on Discord yet? Margin called, going to be hard to get in that position and out of not enough liquidity here. Corinne, neat, Boeing Tiger, neat. Don't forget the knee emojis, everybody. Absolutely. Giddy up. Welcome to the party, pal. I heard this morning that 60% of Americans do not own their own homes. They don't have a mortgage. They don't own a house. They don't have a mortgage payment. They are renters. 60% of Americans are renters. Only 40% of Americans actually have a house. And most of the wealth of the country of America for most average individual Americans is the equity in their house. And that's a scary number. That is scary, that to think that 60% of Americans have no equity in any real estate at all. Only 40% own, and not all of them have equity, of course. Some of them have total equity, complete. Others have a percentage. That says a lot about this economy and this market and the future of the U.S. Economy as a whole. And when it comes to helping you, guide you forward, whether you're Canadian or from the UK or anywhere else, if you know that only 40% of Americans actually are homeowners and 60% are not, and this is the strongest economy on the planet, it got to make you wonder if interest rates stay where they are, and they are now approaching 8%. Mortgages in America are now approaching 8%. They could go higher. Mortgages could go to 9 or 10% this coming year, because if inflation does not come down, and if tariffs are going to be the name of the game, inflation will not come down. It'll go up. The other problem for America, and again, I don't want to berate Americans. I love the United States. I really do. I think this is a great place. And Americans are fantastic people. The problem is that so many people in this country and around the world are misled by these very short-sighted, heavily to the one extreme or the other political parties. And the one big problem in America right now is that too many Americans actually believe that immigration in the US is a serious problem, and that if immigrants could just be sent back to where they come from, a lot of our problems will be solved. And the reality is that a vast majority of the jobs that immigrants do are jobs that the white children of America and the African American children of America and the Native American children of America and all the other colors and what have you. In other words, all the kids in high school and college in America, virtually none of them would like to be a crop picker, a slaughterhouse employee, a gardener, a hedge trimmer, a pool cleaner as their chosen profession. The jobs that immigrants are doing in the USA predominantly, majority, 90% of them, are doing the kind of work for the kind of money that no American will work for. Now, the politicians like to say, well, if we get rid of the immigrants, then Americans can do these jobs at substantially higher wages because these employers will then have to pay a living wage to American workers to do these wonderful career opportunity jobs like killing a cow and slaughtering it in a slaughterhouse, or slaughtering a pig, or plucking a chicken, or cutting a lawn for a living for the rest of your career, hedges, sweeping driveways with those machines. Really, I don't see that. I don't see a demand for Americans dying to work these jobs, to be the maids, to be hotel room cleaners, to be aspiring waiters and waitresses in the local dive. I just don't see that. And I also do not see Americans or Canadians or Brits or Germans or anyone else being happy to pay $20 for a Big Mac or $4.99 for an order of small fries, because their employers are getting $30 an hour because all the cheap labor is gone. I just don't see it. What I do see, and what I agree with, a lot of analysts have said, look, if you eliminate 8.5 million workers from the US job market, you've just eliminated 8.5 million people who are being forced to pay into Social Security and to the IRS, where they have no hope of a refund and no hope of a retirement account. This money is going into this system to benefit the American workers who are going to retire from their Social Security somewhat. These billions of dollars a week coming into these programs will be cut off because these people are not working anymore. They're going to be eliminated from the workforce. Now you've got labor shortages that are just compounding because there aren't 25 million unemployed Americans desperate to become hedge trimmers at $20 an hour. They're just not there. And they're not looking to be burger flippers and Subway employees and meatpacking plant people. And I've glossed over thousands of other jobs that immigrants do. All right, but let's just get clear. Most immigrants, are working for way below the minimum wage that any American would even think of working for. And it's the same in Canada. In Canada, Canadians will not work for 18 or $8 an hour when they can work for 18 or 20. They just will not do it. They don't have to. Already, they don't have to. That is the reality of it. And so, how's this going to work out? Tariffs are coming. Oh, higher prices for everybody. Immigration crackdown is coming. A whole bunch of people are going to hide under the blanket. They're gonna be out of circulation, and they're going to be terrified of being locked up, rightly, wrongly, whatever. It's going to be an absolute clown show, an absolute mess. And the cost to America will be profound, because the cost to round up the so-called illegals, the estimates are $10 billion per year out of the U.S. economy. Just cost of locking them up and getting them out. It's going to be a clown show, an absolute clown show. And the farmers around here, the farms in California, Texas, Oklahoma, the farms in Washington State, Oregon, the workers in the citrus business in Florida, the agricultural workers in Georgia, South Carolina. I mean, if you're familiar with your own country in America, you know where your stuff is grown, and you deep down know that very few Americans actually do the grunt work of these particular industries. Who's going to replace them? I don't know. I don't know how people get paid $15, $20 an hour instead of getting paid $8 to $10 to $12 an hour, and it doesn't affect inflation and the economy and store shelves for goods and services. It doesn't add up. It sounds great, and it's a great sound bite, and it gets the froth going, and it gets the patriots all wound up, and it's all beautiful, and it's a great way to get elected. If you want to get elected, you talk about the commies. You talk about the communists in Cuba if you're in Florida. You talk about the Chinese influence on everything. You talk about the immigrants from Latin America that are just ruining American lives left, right, and center. You just fan the flames of hatred, and you get reelected every 2-4 years, 6 years if you're a senator. It's a great game to play. You never stop. And this has been going on, trust me, for longer than most of you have been adults. This was common in the 70s, the 60s, the 80s, the 90s, through Nixon's administration, Ford's administration, Reagan's administration, the two Bushes, Clinton, Obama, Trump, Biden. It doesn't matter. And it will not stop. It will be a talking point 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 40 years from now. After we're all gone, it will still be here and will not be solved, because politicians deep down inside actually don't want this to be solved. Because if we solve this immigration thing, there's one less plank to run on to get reelected. Because once you're in Congress, you want to stay in Congress. Once you're in the Senate, you want to stay in the Senate, because you and all your friends and all your family members and all your associates will get rich, rich, rich through all the insider information you're getting from the stock market. You don't want to lose the goose that laid the golden egg. And you got to get reelected. And it's so easy to get reelected in California and Texas, Florida. Piece of cake. Just blame the right group of people for all the other voters, all your voters' problems, and you convince them that it's all someone else's fault, then you get reelected time and time again. The Mark Rubio playbook is alive and well. The Ted Cruz playbook is alive and well. The Mitch McConnell playbook has been working for decades and is never going to stop. It will not end. And a lot of these folks leave the Senate in body bags. And that's an expression, okay? Just saying. Democrats and Republicans, same thing. They leave in body bags. They don't leave voluntarily. There you go. Anyway, welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. I sure hope you're going to get rich today. I don't know what the market's going to do. It could be a quiet day today because we're closed tomorrow. Everyone gets a day off tomorrow, like it or not. We're up, what are we down? 62 points on the Dow. We're down 62. Is that a problem? No. Is it a big, fat, sell signal? Get out? No. But you have been given your sell signal from yours truly since last fall. We're at 1477 on SoFi. We're down like 13, 14 cents. Is this a collapse? No, it's just a little pullback. Okay, fair enough. We're down 9.5 on S&P. We're down 29 on NASDAQ. It's a nothing burger. There's nothing going on. We're at oil at up 14 cents today at 74.39. I think oil has topped out, but hey, I keep telling you oil is $55. That's where it should be. I keep saying it, but the shills keep it up here. It's incredible to me how the oil business has convinced us there's a shortage of this product, and there is not. If there's truly a shortage of oil, we wouldn't be able to buy almost everything else in our stores that are made from petroleum products. Not just oil and gas at your gas station. That's not where you measure a shortage of crude. You measure a shortage of crude with everything made by crude oil. Everything from pharmaceuticals to fertilizers, plastics, every container that holds anything, anything like that, it's all from petroleum. America is, and the rest of the world is so undereducated as to what oil is actually in. We don't get it. We're so blinded by the gas price. Price per gallon tells us whether we have a good president or prime minister or king or not. We're that stupid. We are that dumb, and we've allowed ourselves to become that stupid. Sorry, it's our own fault. It's our own problem. It's what we believe in. Plus, many of us have an 8-second attention span, and our kids, same thing. We've given them an 8-second attention span. In any event, welcome all. Nice to have you here. Bagel Babe, Uncle Bruce, I hope to be rich enough someday that I can just bounce around and rent wherever I want to travel. Maybe I'll have a real estate as an investment, but I want the freedom to move around, and I concur. There is no guarantee that you're going to be a rich person because you own a home or a part of a home. There are many poor people. Of the 40% that own homes that are poor, many homeowners are poor people. They're just living check to check. Hector, neat. James of the Misty Tree, neat. Free range. You got this, Bagel Babe. There you go. Touch Grass, massive Tyson chicken plant 5 miles away from me. 90% of the employees are Mexican. There you go. Splair TV, warm weather and a blood orange. I bet my manic depressions are gone there instantly without any medical usage. Splair, hang in there, buddy. Just hang in there. Lorraine, I want you to come back to Manhattan and ride the train. I'm afraid I see what's going on. The politicians don't have the money and are not paying attention to the homeless and the mentally ill. We have this problem in Calgary. This is not a New York City only problem too. This is everywhere in North America. It is bad. Let's see, Lorraine, and the veterans. My son doesn't want to ride the train. He calls it the ghetto. He lives near where I met you in Manhattan. He doesn't want to ride the train. Jen and I were in New York for 4 days in August and 4 days in October, and we had the pleasure of meeting Lorraine in August in Manhattan. And we did not ride a subway at all. We didn't go down there, not a chance. I'll pay Uber and get driven around. I will not go down there, not a chance. Now, when it comes to riding mass transit in Zurich, Switzerland, no problem at all. Zurich, Switzerland, you get on a tram or a bus or what have you, and you look around you, and who are your fellow travelers? Grandmothers, grandfathers, mothers with children and strollers, cyclists, business people in suits, no homeless, no beggars, no scruffy looking people whatsoever. But hey, you have to decide what kind of a society you want to live in. Freedom to win and lose, or someone a little more social. It's up to you. I don't have a problem with Berlin's system, generally speaking. I don't have a problem with riding a subway or mass transit in most European cities. I really don't. But I admit, Jen and I are able, because of you and how much money you're making in this market, in this option writing campaign that you guys are on, because you are as successful as you are, you have lifted our standard of living. And it allows us to be Uber and cab people rather than subway people. And to be honest, all of you know that Jennifer has had both of her hips replaced in the last 2 years. And so she's not good with stairs. She can take stairs, but she gets pretty winded pretty quickly on any sort of stairs. Just 6 steps going up is a chore. It can be done, but it is a chore. We choose not to. Thankfully, we do not have to choose to do that. mass transit. We can choose not to do it because we can afford it. Thank you all for giving us our life. We appreciate it. Please get a lot richer than you are now. That's all I ask. Brag about how well you're doing, or comment to someone, hey, how you doing on the market? Oh, I love it. Uncle Bruce has just shown me the way. It'll bring other viewers to me. And if other viewers come in here, guess what? They'll join the Gold Bagel family. They'll take the classes. They'll do one-on-ones. And this lifestyle continues for Jen and I. We thank you. Are we rich beyond our wildest dreams? No. But are we better than we were? Oh, yes. And we thank you. And I want this to continue. I want you to become extremely wealthy. Extremely wealthy. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Bobby says, I don't want to be flashy. I don't want flashy toys. I just want to slow travel for my golden years. Right on, buddy. It is very, very possible. The best thing to have, I think, one of the best things to have is to have means, capital, and yet be unknown, and to be private, and to go where you want to go, when you want to go, and all that sort of stuff. Let's take a look outside here, by the way. We're getting into daylight, so let's take a look out here. There we go. What you don't see is you don't see the leaves just going like this. We're getting these wind gusts from time to time, but it looks a little calmer right now than it even did yesterday morning. But we'll find out as the day wears on, because apparently the winds are supposed to pick up tonight again. Another wave of wind is coming. So I don't know. It's not pretty, but it is what it is. Welcome all to the program. Cash is king. Apple has had a sell rating put on it. We have 254 responses to my question of the day. I thank you very much for that. We have 155 thumbs ups today. Not bad. We're not even at 300 viewers here because today is a holiday. Well, the day before a holiday, the day off, whether you like it or not. And so there you have it. Welcome to the show, and thank you for being part of the gang and the family of this channel. And welcome all of you who are making money in this market. Looking at some of our favorite stocks and the markets in general, we're down 110 on the Dow. We're down 5.5 on S&P. We're down 9 points on NASDAQ, and oil is up 19 cents this morning. Jen has awoken and is walking through the house in a daze, but she's here, and we're happy to see that. We're just talking about you a moment ago, but in nice ways. In nice ways. All good to hear. Stocks we're watching. Rocket Lab is off 59 cents. SoFi is down 29. GameStop is down 82. Matterport is actually up a half a penny. 23andMe is about unchanged at 396. Spire is down 43 cents. It's down to 13.43. This stock has a way of going from $13 to $15 every day. It just kind of fluctuates around. That's what it's doing today. ATIP at 270. Smart Rent down about 3 cents. It's back to $100. Sorry, it's down to $1.70 after just having been at $1.98 the other day or something like that. I'm wondering when will and what will make Smart Rent take a shot. I don't know. I'm waiting. Apple is off $1.24. Tesla is negative 15 cents at the moment. Make it 64 now. Microsoft is up 266. Google down 131. Amazon is up 16. Nvidia is up 245. Meta is down 620. Goldman down $1.90. Cisco down 40. ARC Innovations down 54 cents. Pfizer's down 54 as well. HPQ down 47 cents. Unity down 85 to 22.20. It had a big run last week with this Roaring Kitty thing, and then nothing much lately. AI is off 168, make it 175 a share. It's now at 34.07. So AI keeps us guessing. Adobe down $7. The spiders are down 187, and the triple Qs are down 163. On the spiders, I think it was a week ago, I mentioned a call credit spread that you could have looked at that I believe were March expiry contracts, 620, 630s, if I recall. And those contracts, if I'm not mistaken, are now sitting at the 620s are 370 bid and the 630s are 183 bid. So they're around this 190 spread range. And at the time I mentioned this spread, I think 160.65 was the level. And of course, the day I mentioned that trade, the market went up that particular day and the next day. And I was saying to a lot of you, keep an eye on the market. If the market goes up, you might want to lift your credit spread to 625s to 635s instead of 620, 630s. But nonetheless, even the 625, 630s, they're now down to $1.40 spread, and the 620 30s are now down to about a 180 spread. And so they're falling again. They were up to like $3-ish, $4-ish on those 620 30s. They rose that much, but now the market has had several days of slippage. We're at 587 on the SPY. So if any of you are playing that, I know you're watching it closely. Netflix is down 65 cents to 878. The high of this stock in the last 2 weeks was 941. So we've come back to 878 from 941. IBM is off 133 a share. It's off about $17 from its high so far. Vanik Semiconductors is 252. Home Depot is down 370 to 380 bucks. It's down $60 from its recent highs. Cash is king. Enphase of $70.34. Palantir 68.27. Both of those are down. Uber's off a buck, and MicroStrategy down another $6.63 to $334 after hitting a high of $543 this year. $200 drop from its high. MSTR, very scary, very volatile. You've got to be extremely careful on that stock. And I really don't recommend it as a long-term entity to write options on. I really don't recommend it. But, you know, some of you can't help yourselves and you just get into it and you defy me. What can I say? You just defy us. We're down 170 on the Dow. We're down 13 on S&P, and we're now down 24 on NASDAQ. The SoFi down 37. Rocket Lab down 71, GameStop down 70, AI down 171. That's our starting prices here in the first 25, 30 minutes. That's where we're starting our day. And there you have it. Auntie Jen is making herself some decaf coffee, and she's good.
So I'm ready to make a bagel.
She's notified me she's ready to make a bagel. What should I have today? What's it going to be on a Wednesday, the day before the day off? We're off tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's
Thursday, where markets are closed.
Right.
So I can sleep in tomorrow.
Jimmy Carter
lying in state right now. Well,
we have places in Calgary for Habitat Humanity that Jimmy Carter helped build.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, they were up there.
It's called Carter Place.
See? yeah, it's true. You know what I'm wondering.
Do you want to try a different kind of jam?
No.
Oh,
Oh God, no. No, I'm thinking about fried cheese, but I'm wondering.
Okay, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we can try.
Yeah, we have provolone and cheddar, but you can't. Can you fry provolone or just cheddar?
No, just cheddar.
Yeah.
You need that really high content.
Yeah.
Grease.
I think so. Yeah, I think I would love
Okay, let me try.
Crispy sesame seed roasted
what happens.
bagel.
Let's see what happens.
Fried cheddar. Let's see how this works out. Jen's going to give it a try. We're not at home with our usual pots and pans. You know, we're on the road now. We've got to work with what we have, and it be what it be. You know. There you go. Welcome to the party, pals. Nice to see you here today. And like I say, it's another fun day in paradise. It's very calm out this morning. We do not seem to have a huge wind issue at the moment. It is certainly not dusty out there. It looks very clear this morning. So this area of California is okay. The problem is, of course, Pacific Palisades and Brentwood and other parts of Greater Los Angeles. That's we've seen some dramatic photos over there. Hello to you from a number of people, Auntie Jen. We've got we have hellos coming to you from Richard Carlin, Larry Titus, ALA, Luca Bongiorno, everybody with a special ciao to Auntie Jen.
Ciao.
Christina, what about Cheese Whiz? No Cheese Whiz down here. Weber Day, good morning, Anthony Bruce and Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. Splair, green and red jam for a mixed market day. No can do. Pickcomb, Aunt Jen, cook it slow, might be a sell.
Maybe red jam is pickles.
Ooh, red jam. No, I'm not pregnant.
No.
I'm okay with that. Yikes. Scary. You people are scaring me. It is what it is. It be what it be. SoFi, 1456 so far. The low of the day, 1445. We're back to 1456. We've traded 4.9 million in 30 minutes on SoFi. That's not heavy. That is not heavy volume. It's kind of normal. We're down 195 on the Dow. 195 on the Dow. Oil is down, actually only up 14 cents, but it's backed off a bit from its high of the morning. Okay. Rocket Lab, 2743. The low today, 2676. We've come back 70 cents on Rocket Lab practically. We're still down 52 cents, but 4 million have gone through, and Rocket Lab is surging right now. GameStop is off 59 cents. The low was 32.43 on GameStop. We're at 32.86. So we're 43 cents off the lows, still down 50 cents, 1.6 million volume on GameStop, okay? AI at 34.38 right now. AI low of the day, 33.94. We're at 34.42. So there's almost a 50-cent recovery on AI, but we're still down $1.40 on that one. Only 900,000 traded. So it's a sell opening, sure. But as I am speaking now, NASDAQ just turned green. So we have been lifting a little here and there, and NASDAQ is actually up 11 points at the moment, where S&P is only down 6.9 points. The market actually is lifting from there. The Dow's down 160. We just got 35 points back. Now we're down 152. We have a buy wave coming into the market right as I speak, right at this moment. So SoFi down just 27 cents, not down 50 or anything like that. Rocket Lab down just 37 now. GameStop down 49, AI down 138, NVIDIA's up 341, and Tesla's up 460. So we have a lifting market coming in at the moment after a half-hour sell-off to start the day. Now we'll see what this is made of. We're up 14 on the NASDAQ. We're down 6 on S&P. We're down 148 on the Dow. Okay. Beach Boy, hi there, Jen. Jameson toasted cheese. Oh, man. Christina, what trades will I get myself into today? Oh, what kind of trouble am I going to get myself into? Christina wants to know. Welcome all to the program, the party, and where cash is king. Cash is your friend. Would be a pretty good idea to be heavy in cash, light on stock. Let's see what happens. 161 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you, everybody. We're only 39 away from 200. We have 265 votes on the question of the day, which is, when I write stock options, I let them expire rather than buy them back early. Only 22% of you let them expire. 78% close them early. You take your big profits and say, thank you, sir. I think I'll have another one of these. I'm going to write another set of contracts for big money. Well done. That is the correct answer most of the time. For some of you, you just love watching contracts die, especially those of you who write 1 week contracts. I get it. It's all right. I'm not angry. I'm just reporting what I see. Thank you all. Look at the Rocket Lab. We're only down 10 cents. We're only down a dime on Rocket Lab. It's come all the way back. SoFi down just 20 cents at 14.71. Look at that. GameStop down 37. It's back to $33 a share. Rocket Lab unchanged. Rocket Lab is about to go green, kids. 27.95. Unchanged on Rocket Lab. It's now green, 1 penny higher on the day. Matterport up a half a penny. 23andMe down a penny. Spire down 36. ATIP down 3. SmartRent down 3 cents. Apple down just 81 cents. The high for the year, an all-time high for Apple, $260 a share. We're at $241. $19 below the high, and there was a sell rating issued yesterday calling for a 20% dip in Apple. Too expensive, they're saying. 40 times earnings multiple on Apple. Tesla up 622. Microsoft up 350. Alphabet up 53. Amazon up 29. Nvidia up 334. Google down 176 at 660. Goldman Sachs down $1 at the moment. ARC Innovation's up 30 cents. Anything else green right now? Netflix has turned around, up 159. Triple Qs are up 67 cents. Spiders are down just 9. And those are the greens that I show right now. More are showing up as we move along. The Dow now down only 106 instead of down 200 points from 10 minutes ago. Big recovery. S&P down 1.8 points. That's all. Just 1.8, 1.2 now. S&P about to go green. NASDAQ up 27 points, climbing even more. The Dow only down 98 now. It's climbing yet again. That's the story. I got to stick to that as we see this opening sell-off quickly evaporate. It's not heavy volume, anything like that, so we didn't have much of a conviction sell-off here. But we are seeing a little improvement, but cash is still king of the hill. 267 votes on the poll question are in. Thank you very much. And on the thumbs up meter, 162. Keep them coming if you can. 78% of you are saying, I don't let my options expire to the end. I close them early for big, fat, juicy profits. So there you go. There's the name of the game, I think. Pretty good game to play, I would say. Thank you all for joining us today. Appreciate you all for being here. And welcome to the party, pals. Love it that you're with us today. What can I say? Now, Rocket Lab went green just a moment ago. It's now negative 57 cents. So you tell me what's going on. It got back to that 28 range, and now we're back to 27, 29. So what's going on? I don't know. Kind of weird. It's kind of goofy. It's the kind of market we're in. We're down 27 on SoFi, down 18 on GameStop. Now we're down 15 on GameStop. Matterport unchanged, 23andMe unchanged at the moment. So there you go. See what this market wants to do. Notice that the 10-year Treasury is paying a pretty good interest rate. It was as high as 4.72 today, 4.72%. Right now, 4.688%. Still up on the session. Germany is 2.5%. Italy, 3.66%. The Spanish 10-year note, 3.179. UK, 4.78% at the moment. So, Japan, 1.1%. That's what it's doing over there. Giddy up, kids. There you go. Thank you all for being with me. Let's see. Splayer, I'm going to avoid margin. That's what I'm going to do. Hostergaard, glad I've been too busy with my exam prep to pay attention to the stock market and panic about SoFi going down and instead arrive right in the time to see SoFi shooting up. How about that? Pickcomb, SoFi can go to the moon. I sold puts on my SoFi. Bobby, glad I switched from Sound to SoFi last week for cash secured puts. Did GameStop make a $1 flip into the upside? What's going on? Splayer wants to know. Is that $1,500 gain? Now it's down $1,800 on the stock. What's going on? 200 units. This looks like a $1 move in 20 minutes. Christina, Uncle Bruce, I want to get more GameStop cash secured puts. They have a lot of premium here. My issue is this. Cash secured puts don't trade a lot. And the bid and ask is so wide that it makes my account appear like it's negative. And there's the problem. Sometimes some cash secured puts are difficult to write. You have to pick your battles carefully. Jeff Glass, do we know for sure that SoFi cashed in on a 1454 cap call? We don't have any official news on any of it. Nothing whatsoever. But the 30-day window came and went. And so they may have, for all I know. I can't tell you. I don't know. 1462 is where SoFi is right now. And I'm wondering if the board of directors is having a meeting this week, next week, about major moves. We know the 27th of January, they're going to disclose their year-end numbers, fourth quarter. Should be good. So, we may have a whole lot of news coming our way. We'll play that by ear. Auntie Jen, thank you so much. Looks like this cheese has been fried. You can tell by looking at it. This cheese.
Hard. I don't know if it's good.
This baby was
It's
fried.
hard.
Well, let's find out what this cheddar cheese slice tastes like.
It's hot, honey. Really hot.
Oh, man, it's good. Warm, but wonder.
Okay. Okay.
Do we have sesame seeds on there?
No.
Oh.
Shh. No. Would you like some?
Too late.
No, I can still put them on. They're not going to stick.
That's the problem.
I don't know. I guess I could have sprinkled them on the cheese in the pan.
Yeah, just on the bagel first and then just put the cheese on.
No, but then as soon as you turned over, they'd all fall off. Because I put the cheese in the pan and then I put the bagel on top of the cheese to encourage it to stick to the bagel and not to the pan. And then get in there with the spatula and scoop it up.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
This is not,
But I did not burn myself, so I feel it is a success.
tastes terrific. Tastes absolutely wonderful. Love it. Love this gig. Thank you all so much for being here. Christina, I have 10 March GameStop cash secured puts at 31, and I got paid $5.44 for those. And it's saying that I'm down 4%, but that's not true. The last trade was $4.74. The bid ask is forward to $5.67. So they're using the $5.67 number because that's the cheapest price you can buy them at. Since you're short, that's what they're doing. It's not accurate, but yeah, I know. Charlie, hopefully we will learn some info regarding the SoFi cap call when they do their earnings call in a couple of weeks. I'm with you there. Good morning, Auntie Jen from Charlie C2.
Good morning, Charlie. Charlie.
Good morning to you, Charlie.
Sorry, Charlie.
Welcome, my friend. Sorry, Charlie. It's all good, my friends. It's all good. All right. Thank you all for being here. We've got a volatile market. Look at the Rocket Lab. We're down 130. We were up a couple of pennies just 10 minutes ago. I don't know what's going on. Rocket Lab. Stifle, broker, analyst, today raised the target price. Stifle. They raised it to 31 from 26.
Isn't that what Bunker used to say to his wife Edith? Stifle yourself.
Stifle yourself. Yeah, I don't know. Rocket Lab joins Kratos-led team for a $1.45 billion hypersonic test bed contract. That was yesterday. They're going into hypersonic testing. Wow. Should be good for the stock, but I can't tell you minute to minute, second to second what's going on. 26.44 down 148. The high of the year, 30.26. That was yesterday, day before yesterday. Now we're at 26.46. So I don't know. I do know what is going on over there. SoFi 14.46 down 45 cents. at the moment. The Dow's off 112. We were green and we're red again. S&P negative 18. NASDAQ down 89. The bagel isn't helping yet. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining me. What can I tell you? All righty. Thanks again for the thumbs ups. Thanks again for the answering the poll question of the day. 167 thumbs up, 33 away from 200, 274 responses to the question of the day. 78% of you do not let options expire. You close them out before then. Very interesting information there. Jeff, now Robolab's down more than $1, Bruce. Look at that. Hostergaard, I might want to reduce the number of SoFi puts I've written. I don't like how my margin getting close to 50%. I get a slight loss, but it's not much better than getting caught pants. Now, Jeff, everything cashing out right now. Flint, what a gross start. I mean, what a buying opportunity here. Splair, GameStop is already down 50 cents in 10 minutes. This market did take a reverse. Will it continue or will it stop? Dow's off 130, S&P down 22, NASDAQ down 104. Cash is king, okay? That's what I'm saying. AI down 211 to 33.70. NVIDIA, 139.74, down 40 cents. It was up $5 today. Tesla down 90 cents. It was up today. Palantir down 291. MSTR down 755. Costco down 484. Coinbase down 566. Cash is king. And call credit spreads. It's the place to be for the Magnificent Seven for sure. Are any of you sitting on some nice looking returns on your credit spreads, your call credit spreads that you put together in the last week? Let us know. How is it going? How are those contracts doing? Christina, SoFi, Jan 26, $15 cash secured puts are going for between $375 and $390. These are worth 58 cents book value, and the rest is premium. $325 to $340 premium on a 1-year contract. Wow. It's substantial. You put up $1,500 and collect $375 to $390 on a $1,500 investment up front, and you're on the hook to buy the stock back for what is that, $11.25 a share? Yeah. Anyway, Hoster, I'm confident SoFi is going higher long term, but short term, if it goes down a couple dollars more, I might have to scramble to cover those puts. Might just see where it goes. Decisions. Well, you decide how you want to play this. Boy, this is good. This cheese is crispy, fried cheddar. From here, it just looks like cheese spread. But this is a slice of cheddar fried. Damn good. Bobby, I'm doing good on my credit spread, but I'm not yet in buyback territory with the NVIDIA. Rock and roll, Bobby. Keep us posted. I think we're bouncing back on Rocket Lab again. We're coming back up. We got down to 26.28. Now we're 26.72. That's 26.76. We almost have a 50-cent bounce back already on Rocket Lab. Somebody must have been sold out. I don't know. Don't know what to make of it. There are 50 million shorted on Rocket Lab, 13.8%. Still pretty big position here. 26.77 on Rocket Lab. On SoFi, we got down to 14.38. We're now at 14.46. We have just started a little bounce up. We'll see if there's more to it than that. There we go. GameStop down about 65, 66 cents. AI down 1.99. NVIDIA green again, up 54 cents. Lots to watch. I got one chunk of bagel left to go. Is this market going to turn around and come back up? I don't know. Come on, market. Still down 17 on S&P. That's a 0.3%. NASDAQ down a third of a point. The Dow down a third of a point. Not a big sell-off. It's just that we got green and then we backed off. Do we now go for another run and really go green this time? What happens here? Boy. Christina's watching these $15 cash secured puts on SoFi. And she's trying to sell these puts. She's trying to write them at 385. She's going to take 10 of those off the table. Walter Young, good morning, Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. Thumbs up, number 168. It's a sea of red today. Ostergaard, I mean, I would have to dig out about $6,900 from the old mattress if I get a sign, but I should be able to manage this. Bobby, 24 cents times 10 on Jan 17, 160.65s, and 40 cents on 10 of those for February 75s, 80s, 175.80s. This is NVIDIA credit spreads. Call credit spread. So the NVIDIA stock is 140.51. Bobby is very comfortable with his 60.65s, 160.65s, and 175.80s. He's very comfortable here. And he's looking at a 24-cent spread on the 160.65s and a 40-cent spread right now on the 175.80s. He is doing great. That was the starting line for my spreads, he says. So I think you're going to do very well here, my friend. I think you're going to do very, very well. Buybacks are set at 6 and 14. There you go. So he took in 24 cents on his 60.65s, and he's looking to buy them back at 6 cents, clearing 18 cents times 10, $180. He brought in a credit of 40 cents on his 175.80s for February, and he's looking to buy them back at 14 cents. That would net him 26 cents profit times 10 contracts. $260, $26 times 10, $260 profit. And he's using $5,000 to do it. He's doing a $5 spread in both cases. So it's a $5,000 transaction. And he's looking to net out $180 and $260 from that. In not a lot of time. Nice. Do this every couple of weeks, you're making a lot of money. It adds up to a ton of money. It really does. Free range says $7.39 for those SoFi $20 cash secured puts expiring Jan 26. Lots of them. Nice going. That is good money too. Lots of cash being handed out here. Charlie, SoFi seems to be in a sea of red mostly every day. Stephen Butler, does the smoke from California impact you? Nope, it's heading over the Pacific. We are clear skies, absolutely clear and crispy clean this morning here. Ostergaard, that is about $7 premium right now. The $7 strike SoFi calls for Jan 26 go for $8.40, so it should be fine. Interesting. Mm-mm-mm. Ostergaard, I really wanted to try the $10 to $13 spread tip from yesterday, but I'm way too up on my margin. Yeah, this is a cash transaction, man. You don't want to be using margin to do this. Thank you, Uncle Bruce from Free Range. Stephen Bolton, glad to hear you're not impacted by the smoke. Yeah, we're fine. Absolutely fine. We've been here now. This is our 4th year in a row for part of the winter, and the fires are always west of us, and the smoke heads west, right near the coast. Christina, my 385s hit. $3,850 just showed up in her account. Yep. Well done. Markets are a bit better. The Dow is still down 1/3 of a point, but NASDAQ only down 1/4 of a point, and so is S&P 500. Beautiful, beautiful bagel. Love it. Split commenting on how red the markets are this morning. We're down 140 on the Dow. SoFi down 47 cents. Rocket Lab $1.08 lower. GameStop down 42. AI down 211. Nvidia's green, 68 cents. Tesla's up 81 cents. Palantir down 222. MSTR MicroStrategy down 691 a share. Costco down 364. Coinbase down 695. Matterport up a penny. SmartRent down about 4 cents. ME off a penny. Google down 18. Not serious losses. Apple is up 58 cents. Broadcom down 5 cents. It's a $228 stock. It's off a nickel. Microsoft is up 380. Intel up a penny. Netflix down 275. Meta down 620. EI Lilly up $8, almost $8. Amazon down $1. The spiders are down 147. The Super Micro down 160 a share. Triple Qs are down 111. Uber down 92 cents. Adobe down 261, Cisco down 57, AMD down 570, Unity down 60, Enphase down 282, Spire down 78, Moderna down $3, Pfizer off 32 cents. It's all red pretty well. IBM down 266, HPQ down 49 cents, Home Depot down 209, Vanik Semiconductors down 188, Goldman down 602, Boeing off 150, Target down 85, JP Morgan down $2, Walmart is up 18 cents. Disney down 149, American Airlines down 44, DraftKings up 127, AMC down about a dime, Royal Caribbean down 27 cents. So, it's mostly red, but it's not bad. It's not like, oh, it's a complete wipe. No, it's slightly in the red. This can all turn in 15 minutes. We don't have enough red to really be worried about. Hostergaard, jealous of the sun. It's getting dark here in Denmark right now at 4 o'clock. Yeah, the sun is coming up behind me here. Yep, we're getting dark in Germany, says Splair. Poland, at the same time, it's already dark. I bet you there too. Yep, it's early sunsets in certain European cities, no question. It is here 7:28 in the morning in Rancho Mirage, California, Palm Springs area, and the sun is just breaking over the house behind me, and that's why you're getting the glare, and that's why my hair looks like it's all frizzied out with the sun behind me. But the wind has really calmed down. I do see a breeze out here, but nothing at ground level, nothing to worry about. And the sky is very clear today, so it's not looking too bad around these parts. Let me show you. Let me give you a peek at what we're looking at. Come on. Let me show you. Come on, let's go. I need the exercise. I've been sitting down here all morning. Here we go. This is what we got here. Hopefully you can see that all right. You can see these tall palm trees. These are about 30 feet tall. And there's a little bit of wind up there, but not much. And right outside my window here is a wind chime. This thing right here, this wind chime right here, if I can get right there. Very calm. It's just kind of barely moving. It was clanging this morning and last night. It was doing some clanging. And out here, you can see way out there. I don't know how good the resolution is, but I do see Big Bear out there. I don't see any smoke from any of the wildfires in this region at all. None of the LA smoke is visible from us because it's 90 miles west of us, and so we're spared of that. Yeah. But yeah, it's not a bad looking morning out there this morning. Calm, sun is rising and shining in the far distance, and soon we'll be bathing the golf course here with sunshine because we have blue sky up here. We have completely blue sky, generally speaking. This camera, though, on this computer is not very good, so you're not going to get a very high resolution. If you do look out there, I don't know if I can show you much there. This is looking south-ish, and there are some mountains behind these condos to the south of us. And these are the mountains that protect us from very heavy winds. We're very well protected in a little bowl here with mountains to the north, mountains to the south, mountains to the west. And we're in this wonderful little area where we're spared a lot of the wide open desert areas, and that is just north of us. It is quite active wind-wise up there. I'm just going to spare you and Auntie Jen and me some of that glare right now as the sun is quickly rising here in the wintertime in Rancho Mirage, California. Welcome and thank you all for being around with us today. We're looking out the window, says Bagel Babe. Ooh, the palm tree, says Hostergaard. So jelly. Look at all that vitamin D out there. GameStop is 33.10, Bruce. Splair, Poland said for sure nothing due to economic reasons. I'm not sure what's going on there. And welcome all to the program. GameStop 33.03 down 34 cents. Holding right in there. It's doing just fine. Rocket Lab down 114. SoFi only down 47. And the Dow is down 158 right now. S&P down 18 and NASDAQ down 76 points. It's not a bloodbath of any kind at all today. There you have it. That is the story. Thank you again for the 283 votes today. Appreciate this so much for the question. 171 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. And James Doer, thank you for joining the Gold Bagel level. James has joined us. I think James has rejoined us, if I'm not mistaken. But all of you out there who automatically renew your memberships or manually re-up your membership into the channel. Don't forget tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, Primetime Live with Uncle Bruce. It's Wednesday, January the 8th. I'll be on tonight at 7 o'clock. Like we're back to normal for the Wednesday night Primetime Live. To come on by and join us tonight. We'll talk about the day today. Tomorrow we're off, so I won't see you tomorrow. I will see you on Friday if I don't see you tonight. If you're a Gold Bagel member, join me tonight. If you're not a Gold Bagel member, Friday is the earliest we'll be back on. And we'll see where we're going. Let's see what happens and play the game. Get you richer. That's the name of the game. Richard Carlin, thank you. Neat. Don't forget the neat emojis. Thank you all for your support of this channel. It is so much appreciated. Keep the cards and letters coming in, especially those knee emojis. Keep those knee emojis coming in, because if you don't, the Knights of Knee will get upset. And if the Knights of Knee are upset, you know what happens to this market. It's just bad. We don't want it to be bad. We want it to be good. So thank you all for popping up those knee emojis with me. Hoster Guard is in there, no question. Jay Gill, there it is. Knee emoji, Charlie. Boom. Neat. Here they come. Knee emojis are flying out. Deep value. Luca, here they come from Italy. They're coming in from America. They're coming in from Canada. They're coming in from all over the world. Knee emojis must be put up to satisfy the Knights of Knee. Otherwise, we are asking for it. We don't want to ask for it. We really want a good time. Thank you all very, very much. Boeing Tiger, thank you again. Splair, thank you, buddy. Jen says hello and goodbye to all of you. Have a wonderful day. And rest in peace, Jimmy Carter. We'll be watching a little bit of that tomorrow. Boeing Tiger, Splair, Corinne, Big E with a Z at the end. Neat. Thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day today. We'll keep an eye on these markets from over here. I'll see you tonight. For those of you joining me at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, for Prime Time Live at 7 p.m. There's ALA. Neat. ALA knows what to do. Got to put those knee emojis up. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your session. Get richer, please. And thanks again for your support. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, buddy. I see it. I'll talk to you later, everybody. Have a great one. See you tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern.